Earth is 71% covered in water, and some of it's falling on me right now, but there is still more land on our planet than there is on Mars. Space travel is held up as this emergency plan, but for who? For the 1%? For the 0.1%? When astronauts land back on Earth, their reaction is not, let's continue, let's march onto the stars, but this is the most remarkable planet in the solar system, we must treasure it. Perhaps the most magical image ever taken from space was the pale blue dot. The Voyager 1 space probe, travelling away from our planet at 40,000 miles per hour, turned briefly back to look homewards. It captured this image which encompassed all of humankind, everything we have ever been. The photo was this portrait of Earth from 3.7 billion miles away. Refracted light sprays across the darkness of the cosmos in it, and our planet hangs, this pale blue dot, suspended like dust in a sunbeam. Looking at this picture, it feels like Earth is so small, and yet it's hard to imagine how big it truly is. There are whole regions of the planet that are scarcely visited by humans at all. But the vast majority of us cluster in these small, dense pockets of humanity where we build communities, we fight wars, we trade and we farm. And rewilding is, well, it's our attempt to recreate the wilderness within these areas. And it sometimes feels like we're fighting against this rising tide of humanity in these areas, but population growth, well, it is slowing globally. As we become more educated, we spend more time in school, we have fewer children, and we eventually begin farming and living in ways which are less harmful to the planet. And this is somewhat ironic because in generations gone by, before schooling existed even, we had this much lower impact on the planet. There's just sort of this uncomfortable teenage phase that humanity has to pass through to reach sustainability. But we won't survive by jetting off to Mars. We will survive by investing in life here on Earth, by finding ways to live within our means, giving back as much as we take from the planet. And in this, there is hope. Climate change and the biodiversity crisis, well, sometimes they can feel like this huge weight pushing down on your chest. But the planet, and even humans, we've been through worse before, and we've pulled through. We can, and we are making breakthroughs, societal, technological, that will help. All change seems small and it seems insignificant at first, but eventually it builds until this force is just completely unstoppable, and we are changing things. What you do, well, it may feel small, but so did that pale blue dot.